everyone, so I'm back. I've had a bit of time off and let's get catched up, shall we? Caught up, meh, whatever. So what's been going on with us? Well, one, I've been poorly, like physically poorly over Christmas. I've been coughing a lot, so I couldn't get a conversation or a sentence out without going down, so it just didn't compute right for videoing. And I've been up and down with my health. I think a lot of it's to do with stress, so let's figure out where that comes from. Okay, so in beginning of November, our PMP came back. We had the PMP, we added it to our profile, which means we should have had an ITA for PR in November, as a lot of you all know because there's a previous story about it. That didn't happen because of the glitch. Anywho, we got our ITA in January on the 13th. Okay, another hurdle out of the way. Then it was getting everything together, because you've got 60 days from having your ITA to get all your documents together and get them in. So for those of you who don't know, the company that my husband works for, they have their own immigration team, and they are the ones that does it all for us. Now, the reason obviously I keep saying don't use immigration consultants. Remember, I don't pay for this one, but still, I still won't recommend it. I don't know about you guys, but for me, being out of control or having my future in somebody else's hands and trusting someone to fill the application in properly and to do everything has been extremely difficult for me. I'm a bit of a control freak when it comes to that, and having to sit back and wait for the people to put the applications in, for them to submit the documents, to like tell me which ones that they're asking for, has been quite challenging, especially because some of the documents I've kept asking them if they needed, they said they didn't, and then it's come to this week and now they're saying they do, which means I've told some of you guys the wrong thing, but just remember, I'm not an immigration consultant. The information I was given was from mine. So when it comes to the acro, if you had your acro done before you left the UK, you need a new one. If you have your acro done once you leave the UK, as long as you don't return to the UK, you can actually use that even if it's over 6 months old. Nathan's was done 4.5 months before we left. They originally said no, you don't need one because it's under the 6 months prior to you leaving, but now they've come back and said actually we do. So we've had to send off for one of those, and that is the only thing we are waiting for before we can submit our whole profile. There's been a lot because obviously we were selected under the PMP program. We've been in Canada for over a year. So there's been a few bits and pieces that we've had to put together for this. There's a massive list of documentation that we have, and I would never sit there and say this is what you need, this is what you need, this is what you need. A lot of it is on the IRCC website. If you want to know, please go check it out. It's up here and I will link it in the description. But sometimes they ask for more things from some not from the others, so just make sure, just give them as much information as you can. Our immigration consultant, because we've already ordered the acro and we have the receipt for it, so that she could submit that, and then once the acro comes through she can then put it up in a web form, but the web form takes 2 months for them to pick up. I'm like, whoa. I know that some people are getting their PR within 3 to 4 months prior to after they've put their full submission in, as long as everything is included. I would like to be one of those. I don't want to be the 12-month mark, so no, I don't want to wait, do that. I'd rather wait like the week or two, because I've got time. I think I've got like 32 days. So yeah, that's what we're doing in a minute. We've got an ITA, we're just almost ready to submit the application and to be processed, and then it's just a waiting game. So I'm surprised I'm not bald. If I was a boy, I think it would be, just for the stress. So yeah, we've been super busy over Christmas. I will put some clips on here today just to show you what we did through Christmas, because my mum was over, even though we had the crazy storms, and she got stuck in Calgary. Thank you to some of my lovelies, Beth and Dan, who were going to go and rescue her for me But luckily it didn't come to that. She managed to get to Victoria. Bit of a drama, but hey ho. And I'll also put in today my first ever hockey game. I've never been to a hockey game before, so that was fun. So we are obviously in the point of our journey where we are now going for PR, and once that has completed, we can start really looking to the future. Now we do have some plans that we have thrown around, and we have to remember and visualize why we moved here, what we wanted when out of moving here, and what our plans were before we left the UK. And where we are now was always a stepping stone. So we have to think long term, and what we're going to do. The dream is to buy a property and have some acreage so that I can finally have my vegetable garden. We'd like some small animals, so I'd like to have chickens back for eggs. I'd like to raise my own meat, so it would be in chicken and pork format, and maybe some lamb. But that is the big goal. That is what we want to be as self-sufficient as possible to a degree, but obviously we've got kids, so we want to be in a place where we are rural but still accessible to small towns, so that we have access to schools and medical, and there's access for my oldest who's 17 this year, for work and education, and my daughter wants to go to university. So we have to take all that into consideration when it comes down to looking where we want to live, and what we can afford in the way of a property with acreage. But hopefully we will start discussing this and giving you more information on what our full-time plans are, what we're going to be looking at for the future. But it is really exciting. I can finally start, once the PR is done, I can finally start to relax and really plan and know where we're heading and what we're doing. We have discussed a lot of options, like staying where we live now, because my husband absolutely loves it. But to be fair, living in Sooke is extremely expensive. We're extremely close to Victoria, so it is difficult when it comes to house pricing, because they're like, for a 3-bedroom detached property, you're looking almost in the millions. So we have seen one that's really nice, that's really close to us, that's under 700,000, but it's a strata, and I wouldn't touch a strata with a barge pole. If you want to know details about that type of housing and why I don't want a strata, comment below. I'm happy to fill you in on what we're looking for. If you want to know a bit more on what our future plans would look like, I'm happy to vlog that to an extent, because obviously I don't want to give too much away. I will vlog everything when it comes to that sort of thing. So if we do start to go down the more self-sufficient farming lifestyle or smallholder lifestyle, we will film all that for you. So there is still lots to come with this channel. It's just I'm not going to be doing it weekly. Well, I haven't been doing it weekly. I just need to have the time and the motivation to do it, because when I get stressed, I'm just like, don't want to do anything. So yeah, but it was nice catching up. And as I said, any questions, any vlogs you want to see, please put it in the comments. My channel will also be linked for Facebook and Instagram. Please go to the Facebook group, because there's a bunch of people there that are fantastic and really supportive, and it's a really good way of creating a community. But if you want to reach out to me directly, please follow me on Instagram. Please like and subscribe to my channel. It is much appreciated. It is literally 2 clicks of a button. That's all I'm asking for my support here. I do this for free in my own time, and I get nothing from it. So just a few subscribers would be great. So thanks guys, teddy guys. Me. Huh.